starting off with probably the more obvious one, the more theoretically obvious one is this AGL Super Saiyan Gohan right here, the LR one from 2019, from the from the worldwide download celebration from 2019. And one of the pain points that we as a community want changed with this LR AGL Super Saiyan Gohan right here is his active skill awakening condition to awaken into SSJ2. The awakening condition is just by far the worst condition in Dokkan history because it is just so ridiculous to get. So many restrictions, and it's just absolutely insane how they made this condition or these conditions so freaking hard to get. But yeah, we would love to see this guy EZA. I'm sure that I'm not the only one that would love that. To be honest, I think it's very possible. I think it's very possible. I feel like it's appropriate. I feel like it's the perfect timing given the scenario and what the superhero movie is about. The next unit that it would be perfect timing is this LR Intelligence Cell. Once again, I think it's appropriate for him to Extreme Z Awaken during the celebration. I know they're not movie hero or movie boss related because they're in the actual Dragon Ball Z series, but this movie really is about Gohan and Cell, with a huge part that Piccolo played. But essentially, the movie was centered around, let's do another transformation for Gohan so that he can demolish Cell again. But yeah, this guy could definitely get his EZA during the celebration. I think it's less theoretical and more a possibility, but we'll have to wait and see for those details to possibly potentially reveal themselves. I mean, his evolution condition, evolve when HP is 30% or less, not the greatest, but it's definitely it's nowhere near like Gohan's. Let me tell you. But that 30%, it's fairly difficult to get down to that. So I think if they bump that up to 50% with the EZA, I think that would be pretty good. Obviously, he needs another paragraph for him to be even relevant in the meta with his passive skill. He greatly raises attack for one turn on his ultra super attack. So I think greatly raising attack and defense for one turn would be great. And maybe just raising defense on his 12 key, or maybe raise attack and defense on his 12 key, something like that. He would be pretty good with that. Probably a full 180% across the board in stats, just like all the other LRs are getting. I think this Gohan could get the same treatment for his leader skill. I think a far-fetched one that could get his EZA during the celebration is this Prime Battle, free-to-play Prime Battle LR Cell, first form Cell right here. I'm not going to talk too much about him because really it's a pretty far reach for him to get his Extreme Z Awakening during the celebration, because usually they have like pre-Extreme Z campaigns for Prime Battle LRs before the actual LR, or before the actual Extreme Z area comes out to Extreme Z Awaken the units. So, and we haven't gotten one of those. But once again, Dokkan can do anything, and they could change anything up or shake anything up in the schedule, and something could surprise us. So I'm not leaving this on the table, but it's definitely not as likely for him to EZA as it is for these two to EZA. So the next one that could Extreme Z Awaken is this LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan from the BoJack movie. Now, this is a pretty far reach. The only reason I say he could possibly EZA during the celebration is because he's movie related. That's it. Other than that, I don't see him EZAing during this celebration. To be honest with you, it's probably more likely that he'll EZA during a BoJack related celebration. So I think they'll save him for that, but I'm still not leaving him on the table. I still think it's a slight possibility that he could EZA during the celebration. And once again, another BoJack movie Super Saiyan 2 Gohan right here that could possibly EZA. He's pretty old. Came out in 2017. This guy does not have a Dokkan Awakening. These three potentially could possibly get an EZA, and him getting a Dokkan Awakening and an EZA during this celebration. But since they're from the BoJack movie, yes, it is a far reach, and I don't think it's necessarily possible. But the fact that it's happening on global at the same time this year, I feel like they're going to be pulling some things out and surprising us with a few things here. This guy, if he doesn't get a Dokkan Awakening during this celebration, I don't know what they're doing to this guy. He needs it. And honestly, out of all the units that could get EZAs that I have listed here, this guy is literally the most appropriate one to get a Dokkan Awakening and an EZA during this celebration. And since they've been handling free-to-play units in that way, I figure he might get a Dokkan Awakening and an EZA at the same time. What he might Dokkan Awaken into, I'm not completely sure. A lot of people have been saying SSJ2 Gohan, maybe an Ultimate Gohan. I don't think Ultimate Gohan, because we got the LR Ultimate Gohan that's going to transform into Beast Gohan. What I would actually like to see is him Dokkan Awaken still being in his base form right here and have an active skill or transformation of some sort. I feel like that would be appropriate. I feel like that would be pretty cool on a free-to-play unit and give him some more utility beyond, you know, his TUR awakening without actually giving him an EZA right away, and still make him, you know, decent as a free-to-play unit. I would love to see that, but we'll have to wait and see on those details and everything like that. So I'm pretty excited about the potential this guy has from his Dokkan Awakening and his possible or potential EZA as well. And then moving on to things that are related to Piccolo, this guy is literally the candidate for getting an EZA during this celebration. If he doesn't get an EZA during this celebration, I'm gonna be mad. I'm going to be pissed off. Seriously, this guy needs it. Not that he needs it himself, he needs it so he can buff his category, so he can buff other Piccolos and Namekians in general. The Namekians category needs this win. They really do. With Orange Piccolo releasing, they need the EZA units, release units that are going to buff the Orange Piccolo unit. Seriously, they need to start buffing that. The Namekians category, the worthy rivals category, they need to start buffing some more Piccolos, maybe even bringing another Nail, a Dende unit, more Kamis. It would be absolutely fantastic if they started making more viable units in the Namekians category, so that Piccolos can start to shine a little bit here in Dokkan, because Namekians and Piccolos have been put to the wayside for years, with sprinkles here and there for a glimmer of hope, but never actually being able to be used in the current meta. I would love to see Orange Piccolo, this Piccolo, and other Piccolos get a win from Piccolos being buffed, especially this one right here. This guy could possibly get an EZA during the celebration. This is the World Tournament LR Piccolo. This is when he first, you know, has a soft spot for Gohan and jumps in front of Nappa's blast during the series. And I think that would be so appropriate for him to get an EZA during the celebration, because this literally goes back to the roots of how Gohan's and Piccolo's relationship starts. And honestly, that would be honestly, I have a soft spot for this, for Piccolo's and Gohan's relationship, and it would be so heartwarming and awesome for this guy to get an EZA during the celebration. I would absolutely love to see that, given the relationship between Gohan and Piccolo and the fact that it started at this exact moment. And then this is a pretty far reach. This is from the Tournament of Power, this Gohan and Piccolo, but this is Ultimate Gohan and Piccolo, and they are Bond of Master and Disciple Leader. On top of that, just take a look at their card title, Bond Forged by Master and Disciple. It's a pretty far reach though, because they did come out in 2021, which is fairly soon. I don't see them getting EZA during the celebration, but once again, like I said before, I'm not leaving anything on the table with how huge this celebration is, and the fact that it's happening on JP and global at the same time for the first time ever. And this one's, I don't see them EZAing during the celebration, but it could be possible. Anything's possible. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.